In this screencast, we'll walk through the quick start demo of the Paremus service fabric. To obtain the demo, please visit the Paremus website at www.paremus.com. As you can see, we're already here. Go to the Download section, select Service Fabric, and click on the Try Quick Start Now green button. This will immediately start downloading a 350 megabyte virtual machine image. I already have done this download. This quick start guide is what we will walk you through in this video. These pages take you step by step through what I'm going to show you here today. It's worth noting that the Service Fabric is an OSGI-enabled product. Paremus is a member of the OSGI Alliance and contributes to the specifications. The Service Fabric can be found here, listed on an OSGI-enabled product on the OSGI Alliance website. This tells you what frameworks we run on and some of the spec chapters that Paremus have implemented for the Service Fabric and that pass the OSGI Alliance Compliance Test, or CT for short. So having already downloaded and installed VirtualBox and also downloaded the virtual machine image, it's very easy to get going with the quick start. You need to click the virtual machine image. That prompts you with a window, and you should click on the Import button. You're then prompted to accept the license, and it imports the image into VirtualBox. Now, disable the USB controller like this. With that done now, start up the virtual machine. The virtual machine now boots up, and this process takes around 20 seconds. When this process is finished, you'll be prompted in the command line with the question, "Do you want to start the fabric?" You enter Y for yes, and now a number of Docker containers are created within this virtual environment. Each Docker container will host a Service Fabric fiber. A fiber is an OSGI framework, with the Service Fabric remoting stack and behaviors installed. And collectively, they create the runtime environment that we call a Service Fabric. So we can see that it's found 7 potential locations to host fibers, and it starts 4 of those. It will start an infrastructure fiber, which is where the fabric management is going to run for the demo. And it's going to start 3 worker fibers, which are general-purpose OSGI environments for running your application. For the full evaluation, you can download and install it on multiple physical machines in your environment or a public cloud. And when you do this, it's very flexible, and you can have any number of infrastructure fibers and any number of worker fibers. So you can see that it's going through a process of installing the software and firing it up. We'll just let this run. Now, in the meantime, if you look through the online Quick Start Guide at docs.paremus.com, you can see the stages we have already gone through. We've gone through this. You'll need to install a routing configuration for the virtual machine that you set up so that you can do the second part of this quick start demonstration. This will require you to do an add route to the internal virtual machine network to this address that we will be told in a couple of seconds. How you do this will be dependent on whether you are using Mac, Linux, or Windows. And when the Service Fabric is fully booted up, we'll be told what the management IP address is. At that point, we can then use a browser to view Paremus Entire, the Service Fabric Management GUI. A prompt will be displayed in the CLI to advise this IP address when it's ready. One thing to note is that during the process, not only have we fired up all the OSGI infrastructure and all of the Service Fabric infrastructure services, there are no external things that the fabric is dependent on. This bootstrap process has created everything you would use within a production environment for a Service Fabric runtime platform. So, operationally, to deploy into production, it's as simple as the process we've just gone through here. Okay, so we now have the management IP address. Now, I've actually put this one in my history, so I can just go straight to it without having to type the IP address. You can see that we have 4 fibers started in this environment. What we'll do next is run up the first example. I won't go through an explanation of everything that's here because that's all provided in the online documentation, and I'll leave you to read it. Next, we need the URL of the example application that we're going to import. This is in the Paremus Nexus repository. I copied that URL and then head back to the entire GUI and select System. Here, I paste the URL and import this example application. Now, what's happening is the Service Fabric has got this and it validates the application, checking that it is correct syntactically. What it's actually doing is downloading all of the software artifacts that are required to run this application. Once it has all of these, it will publish a version of that application. You can click through and you can see if that application is valid or not. When it's valid, it means that not only is the description of the application correct, but all of the components required to assemble it have been cached by the fabric. At this point, our virtual machine environment is again completely decoupled from the outside world. So if the Paremus Nexus repository goes down, that's not going to affect your ability to run this app. To deploy the example, we simply click and the fabric negotiates which fibers are best suited to host the components. It's picked Fiber 7.1. You can go to the app's endpoint view and you can see the example has registered itself. Just to show you that it's all working. Hi there. There you go. A very simple, highly modular microservices application deployed with a whole infrastructure in a couple of minutes. If I go back, I can demonstrate that it's simple to stop an application too. One click and you've torn down the system. And we're gone. The Service Fabric is capable of running OSGI and non-OSGI software artifacts. There are a number of examples in the online docs, including RabbitMQ, Kafka, and Cassandra. To run up those samples, you'll need to get the full free evaluation, so you can run this on a set of real machines. You can get the full evaluation by registering online at www.paremus.com/download. We hope you found this walkthrough interesting. Thank you for watching, and please download the Quick Start to try it out for yourself and be sure to send us your feedback.